Have you ever experienced a moment so peculiar that it seemed destined to happen? Maybe you thought of someone you hadn't seen in years, and on the very same day that person called or appeared unexpectedly. Or perhaps you found a book that seemed to contain the exact answers to questions you could barely formulate. These moments, while they may seem like simple coincidences, carry something deeper. A meaning, a message, a resonance with something greater. These experiences intrigue us because they challenge the idea that everything is merely random. They connect us to a mystery that transcends logic, as if the universe is whispering something in our ear. Carl Jung called this synchronicity, the meaningful coincidence that cannot be explained by cause and effect, but which holds such profound symbolic impact that it is impossible to ignore. Synchronicity invites us to see life with new eyes, to realize that events are not isolated but interwoven into a larger pattern. Every significant moment can be a doorway to self-knowledge, a reminder that we are connected to something beyond ourselves. In this video, we will explore the depths of this fascinating concept, from its roots in Carl Jung's psychology to its practical relevance in our everyday lives. Let's embark on this journey together to discover how synchronicities can reveal the hidden purpose that permeates every moment of our lives. Carl Jung was one of the pioneers in seeking to understand the mysteries of the human mind and its connection to the universe. His journey to develop the concept of synchronicity began with intense personal experiences, visions, and an insatiable curiosity about the unknown. From a young age, Jung felt that there was more to life than meets the eye, something he later described as the world of archetypes, universal patterns that connect all of us. A crucial moment in the formation of his idea about synchronicity came during his collaboration with Richard Wilhelm, a scholar of Eastern thought who introduced Jung to the I Ching, the Book of Changes. The I Ching is not just an oracle. It operates under the premise that the universe is interconnected and that events have symbolic meaning. This idea resonated deeply with Jung, who had already observed similar patterns in his clinical practice. But perhaps the most pivotal turning point was an experience with one of his patients. During a session, she reported a dream in which she had received a golden scarab. At the same moment, Jung heard a noise at the window and upon opening it, found a beetle similar to the one described in the dream. This event, which seemed so improbable, became an epiphany for Jung. He realized that there was something deeper connecting the patient's psyche to the external world, something that transcended linear causality. For Jung, synchronicity was more than just meaningful coincidences. It was evidence that the human psyche is not isolated but interconnected with the physical universe in mysterious and symbolic ways. This discovery shaped not only his view of psychology but also his understanding of spirituality and human purpose. Synchronicity is a concept that challenges conventional logic and expands our understanding of how events are connected. For Carl Jung, it represented the meaningful coincidence between events that, at first glance, have no causal connection but come together in such a symbolic way that they seem imbued with purpose. In other words, synchronicity reveals that the internal world of the psyche and the external world of physical reality are not independent, but parts of a greater whole. Jung believed that these connections were not accidental. They were mediated by archetypes, universal patterns of meaning that exist both in our unconscious and in the structure of the cosmos itself. These archetypes act as bridges between mind and matter, allowing certain events to coincide in a way that transcends mere chance. In this context, synchronicity is like a message from the universe, a reminder that we are immersed in a larger, intrinsically ordered system. To better understand, think of synchronicity as a dance between what you feel and what happens around you. A simple example could be when you are deeply reflecting on an important issue, and a conversation you overhear by chance or a phrase in a book seems to provide exactly the answer you needed. It's not just coincidence, it's a symbolic alignment that carries meaning. This idea challenges the Cartesian view of the world, based on the separation of mind and matter. Instead, it suggests that the universe operates as an interconnected web, where thoughts, emotions, and events are part of a single pattern. For Jung, synchronicity not only confirms this interconnection but also calls us to pay attention to the signs that appear on our path, as they may be portals to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe. Synchronicity comes alive when we encounter examples that make us stop and reflect. These moments not only capture our attention but also invite us to explore the meaning behind what we call coincidences. They show how synchronicity can manifest both in extraordinary events and in seemingly trivial situations. One of the most famous examples comes from Carl Jung's own experience. He recounted the case of a patient whose intellectual rigidity made progress in therapy difficult. During a session, the patient described a dream in which a golden scarab was presented to her. While she spoke, a peculiar sound caught Jung's attention. He opened the window and found a beetle, similar to the one described in the dream, trying to enter. Jung handed the insect to the patient, saying, "Here is your scarab." This event, seemingly impossible, broke the patient's resistance and allowed the treatment to move forward. Synchronicity opened a channel that logic could not access. These moments don't have to be as dramatic to be transformative. Imagine you are reflecting on an important decision, and when you turn on the radio, the lyrics of a song seem to offer exactly the guidance you need. Or think about that time when a casual encounter with someone you hadn't seen in years led to an opportunity that seemed impossible to plan. These events are reminders that there is an invisible choreography at work. The beauty of synchronicity lies in its ability to manifest in the everyday. Perhaps you find a book that answers a question you've been quietly carrying, or you see a series of repeated numbers at significant moments. Each of these events carries a symbolic message, a chance to look at life more attentively and perceive the patterns that unite our thoughts, feelings, and circumstances. These stories remind us that synchronicity is more than an abstract concept. It's a living experience. It invites us to see the world with curious eyes and an open heart, to seek meaning in the subtle connections that link our inner journey to the universe around us. The archetypes, these universal patterns that exist both in the collective unconscious and in the structure of the cosmos, are the key to understanding how synchronicities manifest. They are invisible forces, shaping our experiences and connecting seemingly unrelated events through symbolic meanings. When synchronicity occurs, it is often an archetype in action, bringing forth a theme or pattern that resonates deeply with our psyche. Archetypes present themselves in various forms. Think of the hero, a figure that symbolizes courage and transformation. In times of crisis, we might notice coincidences that encourage us to act heroically, such as finding an unexpected mentor or an opportunity that challenges us to overcome our limits. Similarly, the archetype of the mother, associated with care and nurturing, may emerge when we need emotional support, perhaps through fortuitous encounters with people who offer comfort and wisdom. These symbolic patterns often appear in dreams, a fertile ground for the manifestation of the shadow and synchronicity. Imagine dreaming of a figure offering enigmatic advice, only to find a similar symbol in your waking life the next day. This encounter between the internal and external worlds reflects the ongoing interaction between archetypes and reality. Archetypes also shape events and encounters in daily life. One example could be repeatedly noticing images of rebirth, like a butterfly or a phoenix, during a period of significant personal change. These images are not just visual coincidences. They carry profound messages about the process you are going through. It's as if the universe is aligned with your journey, offering symbolic guidance. By understanding archetypes as mediators of synchronicities, we realize that these events are not random. They are expressions of the collective unconscious that connect us to a larger narrative, helping us interpret the meaning behind the experiences in our lives. When we pay attention to these patterns, we can begin to navigate our journey with more clarity and purpose, recognizing that each synchronicity is an opportunity to align with our deepest essence. Synchronicity, though deeply rooted in Jung's psychology, also resonates with modern scientific advancements, particularly in quantum physics and chaos theory. These fields, which explore the complexities of reality, offer a fascinating perspective for understanding how seemingly disconnected events may be interconnected by something beyond linear causality. In quantum physics, the concept of quantum entanglement suggests that particles separated by vast distances can instantly influence each other. This idea challenges our traditional understanding of space and time and suggests a universe that is more interconnected than we imagined. Similarly, synchronicity can be seen as a manifestation of this interconnectedness, where events in our external reality reflect internal states in ways that transcend conventional logic. Chaos theory also illuminates the concept of synchronicity. It teaches us that small events can trigger large changes, like the famous butterfly effect. Likewise, an apparently trivial coincidence in our lives may have profound implications, connecting different aspects of our journey into a larger pattern. These complex systems reveal that apparent chaos often hides an underlying order, echoing Jung's idea that synchronicities reflect an intrinsically ordered cosmos. Another field that resonates with synchronicity is neuroscience. Research on perception suggests that our brain is constantly searching for patterns and meaning. When we encounter a meaningful coincidence, our brain may be detecting these hidden connections, translating them into a sense of purpose. This doesn't diminish the depth of synchronicities but reinforces the idea that we are equipped to perceive the invisible web that connects our experiences. Thus, science does not dismiss synchronicity, it contextualizes it in a universe where interconnectedness is a fundamental feature. This intersection between science and spirituality broadens our understanding of the world, showing that synchronicities are not just individual experiences but reflections of a larger reality where psyche and matter are intrinsically intertwined. Applying the concept of synchronicity in our lives means cultivating the ability to recognize and interpret the moments when reality seems to send us meaningful messages. It's not just about observing coincidences but about diving into the symbolic meaning behind them and using them as guides for our personal journey. The first step in identifying synchronicities is being present. When we live on autopilot, distracted by worries or technological distractions, we miss many subtle signals that could offer us guidance. Practicing mindfulness, like deep breathing and consciously observing our environment, helps open up space to perceive these connections. Presence is the fertile soil where synchronicities bloom. Keeping a coincidence journal is a simple yet powerful practice. By writing down events that seem to resonate deeply or occur unexpectedly, we begin to identify patterns that may go unnoticed in daily life. This record also helps us reflect on how these events connect to our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Over time, the journal becomes a map revealing how synchronicity is guiding our journey. Developing intuition is also essential for understanding synchronicities. Intuition is not magic. It's a form of knowledge that comes from a deeper place than logic. We can cultivate it by paying attention to internal sensations, dreams, and sudden impulses. When we listen to our intuition, we are more open to recognizing the symbolic signs that arise on our path. Additionally, interpreting synchronicities requires an open mind and a curious heart. We don't need immediate answers for every significant event. Sometimes, the meaning of a synchronicity is only revealed with time, like a puzzle piece finding its place as the whole begins to form. The key is to approach these moments with respect, not dismissing them as mere coincidences nor forcing exaggerated interpretations. Applying synchronicity in our lives is, ultimately, an exercise in trust. It's trusting that there's an underlying purpose in our journey and that, by paying attention, we can align our actions with the greater flow of life. It's a constant reminder that, even in the most ordinary moments, the universe might be offering us guidance. Synchronicity leads us to a deep reflection on the purpose of life and our connection with the universe. More than a sequence of significant coincidences, it points to a reality where mind, body, and spirit are intrinsically interconnected. This perception brings us closer to ancient philosophies, like Taoism, which teaches about living in harmony with the flow of life. In Taoism, the concept of Wu Wei, effortless action in harmony with the natural way, resonates deeply with the idea of synchronicity. When we are aligned with our purpose and in tune with the universe, events seem to flow more smoothly, and synchronicities become more frequent. These moments are not just happy accidents but reflections of a state of alignment between our inner essence and the rhythm of the cosmos. This vision also invites us to reconsider the purpose of life. What if purpose is not something to be found but something to be revealed through the experiences and connections we live? Synchronicities show us that life has a greater narrative, and each of us plays a unique role in this story. Every significant encounter, every coincidence that makes us reflect, is a clue drawing us closer to who we really are. Spiritually, synchronicity also reminds us that we are not alone. These moments seem to say that there is something or someone, whether the universe, the divine, or our own unconscious, guiding us and collaborating with our journey. They are invitations to trust the mystery of life, to let go of excessive control, and embrace uncertainty with an open heart. As we explore synchronicity, we realize that it not only connects events but also connects us to each other. Every synchronicity we live is a reminder that we are all interwoven in a fabric of meaning. This not only deepens our individual journey but also inspires us to seek greater harmony and compassion in the world around us. Synchronicity, as a concept, inevitably meets skepticism. Many dismiss it as just a coincidence or a projection of the human mind seeking patterns and meaning where none exist. These critiques are not only understandable but also valuable, as they challenge us to examine our experiences and beliefs more deeply. However, skepticism does not need to be a final point. It can be a starting point for exploration. The first step in overcoming skepticism is allowing yourself to experience. Synchronicity is not something that can be proven with exact measurements or linear logic, but it is something that can be lived and felt. When we let go of the need for immediate rational explanations and simply pay attention, we begin to notice how certain events, encounters, or messages resonate uniquely with our personal journey. This act of attention alone can be transformative. Another approach to dealing with skepticism is recognizing that synchronicity does not negate logic or science. It complements them. It's not about replacing one worldview with another, but expanding our understanding. Just as the laws of physics explain tangible phenomena, synchronicity offers a symbolic lens for understanding the intangible connections between our psyche and the universe. This coexistence between science and spirituality is where the magic of synchronicity truly gains power. It is also important to reflect on why skepticism arises. Often, it comes from the fear of opening up to something we cannot control or fully understand. But it is precisely in this space of mystery that life reveals its deepest secrets. Synchronicity invites us to embrace uncertainty, not as a threat, but as an opportunity to grow and learn. Finally, overcoming skepticism does not mean blindly accepting synchronicity, but approaching it with curiosity and an open mind. Try paying attention to the coincidences in your life, keep a journal to document them, and see how they connect to your intentions or current challenges. You don't need to believe right away, just observe. Over time, you may discover that synchronicities speak a language that, although not rational, is deeply meaningful. Synchronicity reveals something profound and transformative. We are all interconnected, not just with each other but with a universe full of meaning. These moments of significant coincidences invite us to look beyond what is visible, to explore the subtle patterns that connect our inner world to the external one. Every synchronicity is like a whisper from the cosmos, a reminder that something greater is guiding our journey. When we embrace this idea, we realize that life is not a series of isolated events but an ever-evolving narrative. Every encounter, every choice, and every significant moment is part of a bigger story, a story that is unique to each of us but also deeply intertwined with everyone around us. The beauty of synchronicity lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require complicated rituals or unwavering beliefs. All it asks for is attention. By paying attention to the coincidences that touch us deeply, we begin to see that they are not just casual events but opportunities for reflection, growth, and alignment with our purpose. I invite you to observe your own life. What moments of synchronicity have marked your journey? Perhaps a coincidence guided you to an important decision or brought clarity in a moment of doubt. Share those experiences in the comments. Your story may inspire others to recognize the connections in their own lives. If you found value in this content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring topics like this. By activating notifications, you ensure that you won't miss any new videos. And most importantly, remember, every synchronicity is an invitation to connect more deeply with yourself, with others, and with the mystery of existence. Thank you for your presence and for sharing this moment with me. Until the next encounter, where we will continue unveiling the mysteries that make life so rich and meaningful. May your synchronicities illuminate your journey and reveal the unique purpose only you can fulfill.